Hello, I'm Daryl Brown from brownconsulting.org, and today we will discuss how to ask your boss for a reference for another job. When in a situation where you may ask your boss for a reference for another job, it can be a very uncomfortable situation and sometimes very awkward. But here are some tips that can help you to be able to facilitate that conversation with your boss. Tip number one, ensure that the situation is appropriate to do so. There are many situations where it is not appropriate to ask your boss for a reference, particularly if you have to do it under deception or if there's a situation where you are not being upfront and honest with your current employer. That can put a strain on the relationship regardless if you're on a job search or not. The best type of scenario is if you're in a job situation and the boss knows that you're a high performer and that you want to advance your career, or maybe perhaps you're moving out of state and moving into another area, and there's an opportunity for you to ask your current boss for a reference because they know that you're seeking other opportunities and they're good with that, it may be appropriate. But other times, just keep in mind that it might not be the ideal scenario to ask your current boss for a reference if the situation doesn't dictate as such. Tip number two, consider other sources first. There are plenty of different sources out there you can consider, whether they're fellow colleagues, your HR department, or other types of networks or people in the profession that you're in that may be able to more effectively assist you, especially those that you're in direct contact with professional or personal relationships. And they always make great references when it comes to getting a broader view than just your current job situation when employers are inquiring about your background. And tip number three, ensure that your performance at your current job is at a high standard. If you were to ask your boss for a reference for another job and you're not performing at a level in which you give them much to work with, it can make it very difficult. So if you are going to look at your boss giving you a reference, keep those things in mind and it will help you to make it easier and prevent the types of uncomfortable conversations that can be encountered in that approach. I'm Daryl Brown from brownconsulting.org, and these are tips on how to ask your boss for a reference for another job. Thank you for watching.